In the world of high-end home audio systems, there's a brand called Bowers & Wilkins who makes a very famous speaker called the Nautilus. They came out with it in 1993 and today it costs more than $100,000. What makes the Nautilus so special is it uses what's called a transmission line to dissipate the backwave. Let me explain. When you're designing speakers or headphones, there's just as much sound coming off of the back of the speaker as the front of the speaker. And dealing with that backwave is something that speaker designers and headphone designers are constantly struggling with. What made the Nautilus so genius is it has this spiral shape where the sound coming off of the back of the speaker just travels around and around and around. And eventually the back wave is dissipated and is no longer. And I figure, why not use the same technology as the Nautilus? I mean, it might look a little weird, but if it sounds good, it should be worth it. So let's try to put that technology into a headphone right now. First thing we need to do is open up CAD software and get designing. Okay, so here's what we got. It's basically three parts. There's what I'm calling the horn, and then what I'm calling the horn cup. And then of course there's the baffle, which is what the speaker connects to. The speaker is playing this way toward your ear, and the back wave is gonna go into this horn-shaped thing that I'm gonna fill with whatever absorbent material I can scrounge up. So now we need to pick a 3D printing filament. Let's see. Perfect! I'm gonna go with this neon green filament from a company called Atomic Filament. I don't get to use it very often. Also, I think this filament is supposed to be UV light reactive, so it'll look really cool in the sun or under a black light. So let's give it a whirl. Print is done, print is done, print is done, print is done, print is done. Oh my God, look at that. This is amazing. Okay, this came out insanely good. Way better than it needed to come out. I used this setting on the 3D printer called Fuzzy Skin. You can kind of hear it. It gives it this rough feeling, this really organic, it doesn't really look like a 3D print. It just looks kind of amazing. We gotta get all these supports off and break this thing apart so we can start building. All right, one more look at these parts. They're so insane. I can't even believe it. So this part we're gonna fill with stuff, and then we're gonna attach this part to it, and there's some venting to help with the sound. And then this part is the baffle that the speaker connects to, and it's all gonna go like that. All right, so the next thing we need to do is take these little headphone jacks and attach wires to them. All right, now we got these cute little jacks with their wires coming out. These are called pigtails when they're in this form. Next thing we need to do is run these wires through the ear cup and then into the speaker. Let's do it. But first I gotta grab a speaker. Let's do this one. These little speakers are awesome. Used them in my last 3 or 4 builds. They're easy to get to sound good. They're reliable. They're super fragile though. So if you touch that little thing, I've ruined way too many of these. Wait, it just occurred to me. I forgot one of the most important parts, adding threaded inserts to the parts so I can put in screws where I need them. The way threaded inserts work is I grab one of these little guys here, and then I'm gonna hit it with a soldering iron. It's gonna literally melt into the plastic. It's very satisfying. Speakers are all wired up. Let's plug in some music and see if they work. This is called polyfill, and this is what they put in speakers, and this is what's going in my headphones. Ideally with headphones, of course, you want both ears to sound the same, have the same frequency response. Anything other than that, that's called channel imbalance, and we don't really want that. So I'm gonna take this polyfill, I'm gonna measure it out and make sure I put the same weight on each side. That's good. All right, looking looking good. We got this thing stuffed, should work out nicely, but we'll see. The way this works is this thing connects to this thing, and then I have all these holes in here, and this baffle goes into those holes, and then everything gets screwed together in the back. So let's do that now. I can't believe these things. Look at this. I'm gonna attach them both to your ears. However, I gotta attach the headband now. It doesn't attach to the outside of the baffle like most headphones. It attaches to this skinny part here. And it just occurred to me I have the perfect thing. Check this out. This is something I designed for a different headphone. These. Okay, so the yoke is the part of the headband that clamps around the headphone. And this is something I designed for a different headphone, but I think it's gonna work perfect for this. It's CNC machined aluminum green yokes. Look at these things. This is gonna be beautiful. And it's gonna hold them so strong. This is hard. It's very strong and kind of awesome. I'm psyched to try this. Okay, this thing is looking certifiably, come on. I gotta put ear pads on this guy now. Ear pads, which ear pads should I choose? 110 millimeter. All right, the pads, always one of my favorite parts. So soothing. Plus it means we're coming to the end. Look at these. So these are looking entirely too good. I'm gonna listen to them, I'm gonna try to make them sound good by tuning them with different materials, and then I'm gonna measure the frequency response, which lets us see what they sound like. See you there. All right, I had two choices when tuning this headphone. Do I make them nice and delicate and pretty and precise and detailed, or do I make them hardcore and heavy? You gotta make these headphones heavy. Here's what we got. There they are on the test rig. Okay, so the dashed line, some people call that a target. For me, it's more of a reference. If a frequency response matches up with that, you got a neutral headphone, not too bassy, not too trebly. You can see we match the bass pretty precisely, but we keep going. Oh no, we don't go down to the mids, we keep going all the way to 200. And then we have a normal mids, little bump there, whatever, normal treble, we're good. These things are gonna slam bass monsters, can't wait to hear them. I love bass. I'm a self-professed bass head. And despite that, I often reduce the bass in the headphones that I build. The reason I do that is because when you reduce the bass, you increase the perceived clarity and detail of the headphone. And to me, and to a lot of people, that makes the headphones sound more high-end. And so I do it so that when people try my headphones, they can't believe how good and clear they sound. But not these headphones. I kept these headphones raw and true to my core and something that I really love. Yeah, they're not the most detailed headphones in the world. They're not the most clear headphones in the world. They're not a microscope for your music. These are for getting kicked in the ass, or the head or the ears with good music. Something with a kick drum, something with some thud. It's not like for delicate, light listening and detailed analytics. This is a heavy, thick headphone that's just gonna crush your whatever needs to be crushed. I hope you love this video as much as I like the headphones. If you do, let me know with a like and subscribe, and put down in the comments any ideas you have for headphones you want to see me build, or any questions that you have about building headphones. I will listen to these, and I'm going to see you at the next headphone build. Thank you.